Hello, everyone. Monte Coleman Servers Combat Systems here. Um, Hopefully, some people come in, but I'm just going to start talking because I know these videos record. One of the things that we have to live with in a post Trump era when we train in self defense and even, I hate to use the term, but martial arts, for lack of a better term, is that the reality of the tensions between cultural, political, and even now geographical groups and locations. One of the instances that should have opened a lot of people's eyes was the attack on the house. If you really paid attention, those individuals that did that were organized. Some of them had on military type gear, flak jackets, etc. They were semi-organized, and they had an agenda and goal, and they were able to achieve their agenda and goal. One of the challenges I have in our community is that I like to say that we take for granted that we are safe. We take for granted that we don't need to train ourselves and prepare ourselves to protect ourselves by ourselves. We will purchase firearms, but we'll never go to a gun range or receive professional level firearm training. A lot of us carry mace, pepper spray, tasers, knives, razors, but never receive proper training in how to utilize those tools in a safe and effective manner. A lot of us rely on fighting skills we have picked up on the streets, which may be effective, but they are not evidence-based or time-proven skill sets. If you watch other communities, they are training. They are arming themselves. They are preparing themselves for quote-unquote self-defense or offensive actions, as you've seen what happened at the house. What I would like to see, as the owner of Cerberus Combat Systems, is not so much a personal growth or development for my business, but in our community, our martial arts and self-defense schools, our gun safety classes, our knife training facilities, our places that teach self-defense to be so packed that no one can handle the amount of people seeking training. Because it should be that way. Every man, woman, and child in the urban cities, especially Democrat, should be prepared to defend themselves and their home from any attacker. We should be preparing our daughters to be able to have safe dating practices and to be able to fend off a man who doesn't understand that no means no. We should have our schools where our students are able to have the skill set to reject bullying and to go to and from school without fear because they have been prepared to defend themselves. We need to have our households thoroughly trained and thoroughly ready to prevent home invasion and know how to deal with a home invasion. We should have our daughters, especially in the Afro-American community. If you pay attention, there's an Afro-American girl going missing every day, if not multitudes. Should be able to defend off a possible kidnapper, or know how to escape, or know how to cause a ruckus or attract attention, or know how to seek help, or have at least some type of strategy to deal with that. We need to make sure that every man, woman, and child in our community has the knowledge of how to be truly safe when threatened by another human being or entity with safety and life. I've been preaching this message on Facebook and Instagram for about maybe 6 years now. Sometimes with a little bit of acceptance, a lot of times with a lot of ignore. But my question is, are you prepared for a day that you may never need, but truly regret you never prepared for if it shows up? Can you really practice life-saving skills? Do you know how to set up an emergency escape kit? Do you have one? Do you have an emergency kit in your car? Do you have a shelter-in-place kit in your home? Do you have a firearm? Have you trained how to use it? Do you have bullets for it? Is it in a safe, accessible place? Is your home secure? You have proper locks, proper windows, proper doors, proper lighting, proper observation and monitoring. Are your children safe? Do they know how to conduct themselves when outside alone? Do they know how to conduct themselves safely in the house? Do they understand the definition of a stranger? Do you understand the definition of improper behavior from a familiar face? Can they recognize hostility? Can they recognize a threat? Do they know how to step into a room and analyze and see if it is a safe place or unsafe place? Do your daughter understand that entering a home, even with her male friend that has multiple males and no one knows she's there, is not a safe environment? Does your son know the same thing? Does your son know how to conduct himself when being stopped by a police officer? Does your daughter know? Does your son know the dangers of going to a neighborhood where he's familiar with no one? Does he know how to look up, is a neighborhood safe, or the activity in the neighborhood? These are skill sets that are taught, some at home, some at facilities, some by professionals, some by anyone. Are you prepared to defend yourself if you have to? Not in a hypothetical, but in a real situation. And sometimes being tough isn't enough. Sometimes being not afraid isn't the solution. Having tested, verified, and quality skill sets is the only way to guarantee one's safety. Thank you for your time. Monty Coleman, Cerberus Combat Systems, signing out.